Could a single golden buzzer be the heaviest weight an artist ever has to carry? It was the summer of 2018 when a 14-year-old from County Durham stepped onto the world's biggest stage and seemingly channeled a spirit from another era. Courtney Hadwin didn't just sing. She convulsed with a raw, primal energy that left the judges paralyzed. Within hours, she was the most famous teenager on the planet, labeled the Next Janis Joplin by every major news outlet. But behind the scenes, the pressure to maintain that specific wild girl persona began to fracture the young performer. Our investigation into her early career suggests that while the world saw a star being born, Courtney felt like she was being fitted for a costume she never asked to wear. The industry immediately sought to monetize her quirkiness, leading to a relentless schedule of appearances and recordings that prioritized a nostalgic sound over her own developing identity. This initial surge of fame created a massive digital footprint that would haunt her for years, as she struggled to reconcile the shy girl in the wings with the screaming powerhouse the public demanded to see every night. It was a classic case of the reality TV machine moving faster than the human being inside it, setting the stage for a dramatic disappearance that no one saw coming. What happens when the man who gave you a golden buzzer decides you're no longer a marketable asset? By late 2019, the initial hype had begun to cool, and the whispers within the industry turned cold. Courtney had been signed to a high-profile deal with Syco and Arista Records, but the partnership was far from a fairy tale. Sources close to the production revealed that there were deep-seated disagreements over her musical direction. The label wanted radio-friendly pop rock that leaned into her 60s aesthetic, while Courtney was reportedly pushing for something much darker and less commercial. This tension eventually led to her quiet departure from the label, a move that many critics at the time labeled a career-ending failure. However, new information suggests this wasn't a failure, but an escape. The divorce from Simon Cowell's empire allowed her to step away from the polished, overproduced world of television music. For nearly 2 years, Courtney vanished from the headlines, leading to intense speculation about her well-being. Some fans feared she had offed her career entirely, while others suggested she was dealing with a total vocal collapse brought on by the aggressive style she was forced to maintain. In reality, she was entering a period of deep isolation, stripping away the expectations of the AGT audience to find out who Courtney Hadwin actually was when the cameras were turned off. Behind the silent years lay a struggle with the dark side of digital fame that nearly silenced her forever. During her hiatus between 2020 and 2022, the quiet wasn't just professional, it was personal. Insiders reported that the transition from a viral sensation to a forgotten child star took a massive toll on her mental health. At just 16, she was navigating the harsh realities of internet trolls and the crushing weight of being a has-been before she had even reached adulthood. There were rumors circulating in the UK music scene that Courtney had reached a point where she refused to even listen to music, let alone perform it. This period of darkness is often overlooked in her career evolution, but it was the most critical. She was reportedly dealing with severe anxiety that made public appearances nearly impossible. The industry that had celebrated her weirdness on television was nowhere to be found when that same weirdness made her difficult to manage in a boardroom. She was effectively navigating a mental shutdown, a term used by those in her inner circle to describe her complete withdrawal from the spotlight. This wasn't just a break, it was a survival tactic. She had to disconnect from the Janis Joplin ghost to keep from losing her own sense of self. It was during these years of silence that she began writing the raw, unfiltered material that would eventually form the basis of her 2026 comeback, proving that sometimes you have to burn your old life down to build something that actually belongs to you. Is it possible to go from a reality TV puppet to an independent icon without the help of a major label? In 2025, the world finally got its answer when Courtney bypassed the traditional gatekeepers and released her original work independently. The sound was a massive departure from anything the AGT audience expected. Gone were the soulful covers of the past. In their place was a gritty, industrial rock sound that felt like a punch to the gut. This independent pivot was a risky move, but it paid off by attracting a new, more dedicated fan base that valued authenticity over television spectacle. Her album Lil Miss Jagged became an underground sensation, proving that she didn't need a golden buzzer to find her audience. However, this new direction brought fresh controversies. Some accused her of being too aggressive or unmarketable, while others praised her for finally embracing her true voice. The shift was jarring for those who still remembered the shy girl from 2018, but for Courtney, it was the first time she felt in control of her narrative. She began utilizing social media not as a promotional tool, but as a direct line to her supporters, cutting out the middleman entirely. This era of her career serves as a blueprint for other reality TV survivors, showing that there is life after the contract ends, if you're brave enough to walk away from the fame and start over from scratch in the shadows. In 2026, the rock monster was born, but at what cost to the performer behind the mask today? Courtney Hadwin's evolution has culminated in a persona that is as polarizing as it is powerful. Her current tour has seen her adopt an avant-garde, almost terrifying stage presence that has earned her the nickname, the Rock Monster. Her performances are no longer about hitting the right notes. They are about raw emotional endurance. But with this new intensity come new concerns. Vocal specialists have raised alarms about the damage she might be doing to her throat, with some speculating that she is pushing her body to a breaking point that could be permanent. Furthermore, her recent live shows have been described as exorcisms, with Courtney addressing the accusations of her past and the industry suits who tried to cage her. She has become a symbol of rebellion, but the physical and emotional cost of this transformation is evident. She looks and sounds nothing like the girl from 2018, and that is entirely the point. She has traded the universal appeal of a talent show for the fierce loyalty of a subculture. As she moves through 2026, the question isn't whether she will become a pop star, but whether she will survive the very flame that she used to burn her old life down. Does Courtney Hadwin's journey prove that the industry is designed to break artists, or that the strongest ones use the pieces to build something better? Looking back at the timeline from 2018 to 2026, Courtney's career isn't just a series of performances. It's a cautionary tale about the price of early fame. She was a child thrust into an adult world that wanted to harvest her talent without protecting her humanity. The evolution we see today is the result of a person who had to fight her way out of a narrative that was written for her by strangers. She has faced rumors of instability, legal issues with former management, and a public that constantly tried to pin her down. Yet she remains standing, a testament to the power of artistic reinvention. As we watch her navigate the rest of 2026, one thing is certain: Courtney Hadwin is no longer a contestant. She is a survivor. Whether you love her new sound or find it jarring, you cannot deny the sheer force of will it took to reclaim her name from the machine. In the end, perhaps the most shocking thing about her story isn't the voice, but the fact that she stayed true to herself when the whole world was betting on her to fail. The Joplin ghost has finally been laid to rest, and in its place is an artist who is entirely, unapologetically herself.